for me, it's kind of like, don't sit there and then constantly be like, she's my wife, I can talk about her all I want. She's my wife, she's my wife, she's my wife. Well, looking at that video, that's my husband. That's my husband. He's slapping some girl, that's my husband. We're still married, he's still married, I'm still married. What I'm saying is 2 wrongs don't make a right. So, with that being said, this is the last time I'm talking about him on social media.
Yeah, yes, they are still together. Just went drop her off there because they're filming in the morning. Gypsy's going to be a phenomenal mom. I have no doubt. I mean, we've had some serious discussions, her and I, and, you know, I'm going to tell y'all like this. She knows what not to do. No, they did not break up. Somebody put it on a banner, on her forehead, something. They did not break up.
I wish I could run a banner across this like you can on StreamYard that says they did not break up. This has been the craziest mess. I mean, they're so, and this is what I'm saying. I mean, when people make up these rumors and these lies just for clicks and views.
Right.
That they are very well aware that they have a snake in their midst.
Yes, we very aware. And like I said,
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball back again. It's Tuesday, November 19th, and I've got a lot to unpack about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who's in yet another mess. And honestly, I'm not doing this to help her out, but to clear up the confusion for all of you who keep begging for an update. So here it is, there's been a ton of stuff coming from Gypsy lately: baby shower drama, rumors of a breakup, her suddenly vanishing from social media, and some bizarre videos she posted in response to her ex-husband, Ryan, in these videos. She makes it seem like she's cool with Ryan moving on, but she's really throwing passive-aggressive shots at him and calling him her husband, which is odd because they're technically still married. Their divorce court date is set for December, but what's really happening is Gypsy is trying to distract everyone from something bigger. Here's the thing, every time Gypsy gets into trouble, new rumors start flying. This time, it's all about her using her followers to harass people in her community. It's gone to the point where someone from her area has had to visit the local parole office in Louisiana, contact Missouri authorities, and even speak to supervisors, basically trying to stop Gypsy's online antics. So yeah, this whole baby shower drama, it's just a distraction from the real problems Gypsy is facing. And make no mistake, she's in serious trouble. The question is, will she actually face consequences? Stay tuned. So, is Gypsy going back to prison? No, but there's drama. She's pregnant, and Missouri doesn't want to deal with housing her as a pregnant inmate. It's a hassle, and they'd prefer to avoid it. We know Gypsy got into trouble in July for her bad behavior on social media, and her parole officer has already warned her to stay off it, so you'd think people would be shocked when she updated her TikTok last Friday saying she's taking a break. She posted this long message saying she's done sharing personal stuff online, and she wants to live a more private life, only sharing special moments with her family and close friends, but come on, let's not kid ourselves. She says she'll only be updating people about her memoir, her time to stand, whatever that means, and her Lifetime TV show. So, private life, yeah, right, she's not going off the grid. She's just gearing up for more profit. She says she's going private, but we all know her real plan is to keep raking in the cash with a reality show and book deal. Lifetime has her locked in for another season, so this private life is just a marketing move. Gypsy says she won't put her daughter on TV, but honestly, I'm not buying it. She claims this will be their last season, but we've all heard that before, right? So now she's acting like she's stepping back from the spotlight for her own mental health, but at the same time, she's also playing the victim card about cyberbullying. In one of her posts, she claimed that if you think gossip is harmless, it's actually cyberbullying. She said cyberbullying is when people post rumors and spread gossip, and that it can make others form negative opinions based on false information. Here's the thing with Gypsy, she wants all the perks of being a public figure, the fame, the money, the attention, but she doesn't want anyone to question or talk about the contradictions in her story. She's actively spreading rumors herself, but doesn't want anyone to call her out on it. Now, she's trying to flip the script and portray herself as a victim of cyberbullying. But here's the problem, she's been one of the biggest spreaders of rumors in this whole circus. So this whole I'm being bullied act, it's just another distraction to avoid accountability. Sure, there are definitely people who take things too far online, and there are people who spread rumors and gossip. But let's get real here, cyberbullying isn't just commenting on a public figure's post or talking about them on a public platform. Cyberbullying is maliciously spreading false information to intentionally hurt someone. And in Gypsy's case, most content creators are just sharing their take on the situation, not trying to destroy her. So here we go again. Gypsy's playing the victim. First, it was her mom, then Nicholas got it on, her ex-husband Ryan, and now cyberbullies. It's always someone else's fault in her world. At this point, I'm convinced Gypsy is a narcissist, maybe even a sociopath. But hey, I'm not a psychologist. Now, let's talk about her going private. As soon as she made that move, a rumor instantly spread that she and Ken broke up. The timing is so obvious. She goes private on Friday, and by Saturday, the rumor's out that they split, of course. There's no proof, and both Gypsy and Ken have denied it, but come on, why the sudden rumor drop right when she goes private? It's just too convenient. So, Gypsy and Ken haven't broken up, at least according to Christy, and they were even at a baby shower together over the weekend. But let's not kid ourselves, there's no way anyone can say their relationship is rosy or perfect. They fight, they're dysfunctional, and both of them are a mess. Honestly, anyone who claims their relationship is stable or that it will last is fooling themselves. Back in July, pretty much everyone in the family thought they wouldn't make it to the baby's birth because the problems were that bad. That's how deep the dysfunction runs, but the timing of the breakup rumor, it blew up, got a ton of views, and served as a great distraction from what's really going on. Now, instead of questioning why Gypsy went private in the first place, all anyone cares about is whether or not she and Ken split, which, let's be real, is pretty irrelevant. Who cares about their relationship drama when we're talking about everything else Gypsy has messed up in her life? But this is classic Gypsy. She loves stirring up nonsense and inconsequential rumors to divert attention away from the real issues. We all know that every time Gypsy goes private or pulls back from social media, it's because she's in trouble with her parole. But here's the thing, parole trouble doesn't always mean going back to prison or getting house arrest. It can simply mean they're telling her, you need to cool it. Get off social media because your behavior is causing problems, and surprise, surprise, that's exactly what's happening right now. We really need to slow down here and look at this for what it is. Gypsy's been told multiple times by her parole officer to get off social media, so why would she suddenly pull everything down on a Friday? Well, here's a theory, and I'm just throwing it out there, but there's a woman named Ivory Rose, not Ivory Rose knows woo bestie, but she's been talking about Gypsy for a while now. Ivory Rose is local to Gypsy, and she knows how the Blanchard family operates. She's got insider information and knows that they plant sources, spread rumors, and use diversion tactics to keep their narrative alive. They're constantly attacking people to protect their own story and make sure the money keeps rolling in. If people actually knew the truth about Gypsy or her family, no one would care about her anymore. They'd want her to disappear. But here's the thing, most people already do want her to go away. But Ivory Rose? She's been documenting her fight with the Blanchards for about a month on her TikTok, exposing everything she can. So maybe Gypsy's social media shut down has something to do with the pressure building up from all of this.
Mad as hell. You hear me? I heard Christy is big mad. Big mad. Big mad.
So what was actually right in that video was that Krusty is big mad. But the story of them breaking up, that's not why she's big mad. Okay, that's not why. What is happening is they're taking what they're being made to do right now because of what happened to me, right? and they added in a rumor as to why she had to do that. Now, Krusty's big mad. Yeah, she's big mad, but she's big mad at me. That's all everybody's talking about right here on the bayou, is what happened to me. And she is losing her goddamn mind over the situation. That's why she's big mad. That's why. Let's get the entirety of the story, okay? Because what's really going on is they big fucking mad at me about what's going on over here. She got in trouble and they're losing their shit because of yours truly. That's what's going on. That's the actual story, and that's what's being said around here. Not that they broke up.
Gypsy can be really emotional, at times angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, but let's talk about what's been happening lately. Christy Blanchard went on a live stream and claimed that this woman, Ivory Rose, doesn't actually live in the bayou. So Ivory decided to prove her wrong. She hopped in her car, drove to cut off where Gypsy works, and filmed as she drove past Gypsy's house. She didn't stop, didn't knock on the door, didn't even call Gypsy out. She just filmed while driving down the street to show she was in the area. Apparently, this scared Gypsy enough that she had to call someone to come pick her up. Even though Ivory had no idea if Gypsy was home, she didn't stop, so she didn't know if anyone was even there. Now, things took a weird turn. Gypsy's internet followers, who seemed to blindly follow her like her own little army, took things way too far. One of her friends, named Rogie, went on a live stream and threatened Ivory, saying he was going to roll up on her with his gun as pew. Pew, as he put it. After Ivory called him out for it, Rogie backpedaled, claiming he didn't mean it that way and that he wouldn't use the gun on her. But the fact remains he was so worked up over Gypsy's false statements about Ivory that he genuinely believed violence was the answer, and it doesn't end there. Still furious that someone locally knows what's going on with Gypsy and refuses to play along with her games, Gypsy's friend Bree admitted to getting in a car with her and driving by Ivory's work. Bree claimed it was an accident, like they just happened to see the place because of a shirt Ivory was wearing. It's clear at this point that Gypsy and her followers are willing to go to extreme lengths to try and intimidate anyone who exposes their behavior.
You saying something about riding by her job? All you did was, like, you just know where her job is, then you passed by it and you said...
I seen her work because she wears her work shirt like an idiot on lives. And when me and Gypsy went somewhere... and we were driving past, it's like, oh my God, that's the place that's on, woo-woo shirt.
Yeah.
Gypsy and her crew are playing dirty here. Ivory's shirt, the one they supposedly noticed while driving by her work, wasn't even from her job, and according to Ivory, her work doesn't have a sign. So it's clear that Gypsy and her friends knew exactly where they were going. They were hunting for her. Then, on one of her TikTok live streams, Gypsy made a direct threat, saying, "I'm not going to be on parole forever. Once I'm off parole, I'll be able to defend myself." So, within just a couple of weeks, Christy taunts Ivory to show the receipts, and when she does, Gypsy and her friends launch a full-on campaign to harass her. They're threatening her, tracking her down, and trying to intimidate her all. Because she's a content creator talking about them online. It gets even worse. Bree and Gypsy are apparently stalking this woman, and Rogie goes as far as threatening to shoot her on a live stream. Under all this pressure, Ivory finally reports the harassment to Gypsy's parole officer. Guess what? Gypsy's parole officer was notified last week, and Gypsy goes private on social media the very next day. Is that a coincidence? Absolutely not. She frames herself as the victim of cyberbullying when she's the one stalking a woman, having her friends threaten her, and driving by her work. The real reason Gypsy and her family are going after this woman? Ivory is local and exposing the truth about them. She's telling people what's really going on behind the scenes, the rumors, the manipulation, and the danger they pose to the public. Gypsy and her crew don't want anyone to know the truth. Ivory has called them out for planting stories, spreading lies, and manipulating the narrative to protect their own image. And you know what? Ivory's right. They 100% do it. Christy even bragged about it to me personally. She admitted to feeding false info to get people to spread rumors. It's all part of their game to control the narrative and keep making money off the chaos. Christy has a long history of playing dirty, giving out half-truths to content creators to manipulate the narrative when things go south for Gypsy. Whenever Gypsy starts getting bad press, they have to flip the script and make her out to be the victim. This is their playbook, and it's been working for them for the past 10 years. They're doing the exact same thing now. So here's the deal. Gypsy's been reported to her parole officer because of the threats and the stalking of Ivory Rose. They taunted this woman to expose herself, and when she did, Gypsy and her friends launched a weeks-long campaign to harass her, driving by her house, driving by her work, and even threatening violence. And now, the big question is, why did Gypsy go private on social media? Here's my guess: it's either a directive from her parole officer, or she's doing it preemptively, knowing full well that she's about to get in serious trouble. Is she going back to prison? Probably not. Will she face real consequences? Unlikely, but the timing of this is too obvious. Every time Gypsy or her crew gets caught in a scandal, some new rumor gets dropped to distract the public, like the one about her breaking up with Ken. They don't want you focusing on the fact that Gypsy's acting like a fool and causing chaos. Instead, they drop these distractions, knowing it will shift the conversation. And here's the kicker: Gypsy and her family actually get off on this. They watch all the videos content creators make about them, and they find it hilarious. They enjoy the drama, they thrive on the chaos, and they'll keep manipulating the story to keep people talking about anything other than the real issues. They get off on spreading bad information. They think it's funny to feed people false stories and watch them lose credibility. It's like a game to them, and they find it absolutely hysterical. I used to get text threads about it. These people want to control the narrative and don't care who they hurt in the process. They definitely don't want anyone talking about the real issues, like Gypsy sending threats or having friends threaten to shoot people. That's pretty serious stuff, especially when it's all happening over TikTok. Gypsy spreads lies, gets her followers riled up, and encourages them to defend her no matter what. Truth be damned, she's done this before, remember? Just look at how she manipulated Nicholas Gadijan into believing her mom was the enemy, convincing him that she needed saving from a sick and dying mom. She spreads lies, gets people motivated to harm others, and that's why she's not online anymore, at least in my opinion. Honestly, I don't care if Ken and Gypsy break up, of course, it'll be messy. They're both a mess, and their relationship is a mess. It's all fake. The real issue is that Gypsy continues to be a danger, and she's getting into trouble with her parole. That's why she's gone quiet online. Focus on that truth, not the distractions. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Bye everyone.